Today is July 20th, and the Yankees open up the second half with the series win in Atlanta. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, where you can use code JMAllStar to get 10% off any tickets at any time. Thank you very much. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. Producer BBD in the corner, and the Yankees win the series. Through the first 14 innings, it was kind of like, uh-oh. And then when they finished all 27, it was more like, aha. And that is something I wrote down. Jake, how are you?
James Davis, never a doubt, except all the doubt. As the Yankees go down 5-0 in that second game, and they do it in that nightmarish Yankee fashion that you're like, is this even baseball? But they put together another 5-run down comeback, which we've been asking for throughout the first couple months of the season. Then we get one before the break, one after the break. And then we get one of the cleaner baseball games that feel like they played all season today. The Braves played pretty crisp. That Nacho guy, get him out of my face because he was everywhere.
I'll take him.
Or we'll take him, Atlanta. Get on the bus. So, yeah, man, I am shocked. The fact, sitting on my couch at 8 p.m. last night thinking we're going to be deep diving into what can Spencer Jones really get us? And Cashman needs to make the call now. Like, if the Yankees got swept, I think we're hopping on the mics and we're like, it has to happen before the plane lands in Toronto. Like, you need to get something done. Instead, it's like, all right, we got Rodon and Fried coming up. Let's go beat the Blue Jays in an important division matchup, which honestly, that gets the blood flowing in all regions, Jimbo.
It's going to be a fun one. Dude, when they were down in game two, and in the fashion that they were, like you said, it was really bad thoughts. It was like, can they? Is this salvageable?
Right.
The offense has been on an absolute heater since that Mets series. Since Cody Bellinger saved the season by turning that double play, the offense has been unbelievable. I think the offense, actually, that whole Mets series was good. It was Boston was the dead. I don't know. The pitching is in such a tough spot because, as you'll find out in game one, Hamilton and Garcia put us in a 6-0 deficit. And you're like, well, if I knew we were playoff bound, I wouldn't give a shit about this.
Right.
Because like those two, like if we had the division locked up, I should say, like we have the last couple of years we were good, I wouldn't care because these guys aren't part of the playoff formula. But we're out of the division. It's like a little bit of a race. I want home field. It's like we can't afford to be having games where we have guys pitch for us who are not part of any winning formula. So what's going on? This is bad times.
Yeah, and the offense deserves a ton of credit. There was a scary moment there where, like we said, they're shut out through those first 4 or 5 innings in game 2, and the 3 runs they scored in game 1, I don't want to say felt meaningless, but when you're down 7, they don't feel as worthwhile. But they turned it on, and the offense, where the numbers have stood all year, on base wise, homer wise, that's what we've asked from our Yankees team. It's funny. Max Fried, keep dipping those fingers in pickle juice. Let's get rid of those blisters. It's it almost in 14 innings, it went from scary deadline to happy deadline again.
I know. Dude, they said it, one of the recaps, they're like 10 weeks left in the season. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's not enough time.
Right. Well, that's where it's insane, and I think there's going to be a lot of Girardi talk this episode. Girardi, and we need. I feel like we're friends enough with Boone that I can ask this. Like, is it weird having the guy who had your job calling games? Because it's kind of his job to be like critical of you. But it was funny hearing Girardi talk about. He's like, "Oh yeah, the games coming out of the break are super important." And here's Hamilton and Rico letting it eat on the mound. I don't know, man. I'm jazzed up, and so was Chisholm as he's slapping the ball around the yard.
Jazz is awesome.
Jazz is awesome.
And getting in fights with Eddie Perez.
Yeah, that was good bad baseball, huh?
Putting Eddie Perez in a tough spot. No, putting Rojas in a tough spot.
Yeah.
I got to do a breakdown because it's just funny. But I won't. And people that don't watch Yankees might have missed it. But he's like shooing Eddie Perez off. We'll get into this more later. He turns to Rojas and he goes, "Who is that guy?" Because he doesn't know.
Right.
And Rojas is like, man, I don't really want to be doing this on the field, Jazz." Yeah. It's good stuff. Anyway, we'll burn the games.
Okay.
We'll give out awards.
Right.
We'll do some grounds creeping at the top, although I'm not super into it.
Okay.
Like, give me a trade.
Right.
It's my grounds creeping demand. Nothing else feels worthwhile.
That Vibas diving catch today, does that change things for you?
No, he hit one to the track. That changes things like a little, I guess.
Leaned into a hit by pitch for an RBI.
That was vital.
That was Vibas.
That was Bit. We can call him Bit.
Right.
Holmes on the Braves looks so much like Wild Bill Hickok. It's crazy.
And I know you said it before, but SeatGeek, I think it's the last day with our JM All-Star promotion. 15% off tickets. Go to SeatGeek, download the app. Let's talk ball. I want to talk ball.
You do? Let's do it then.
Cam Schlittler's okay.
Cam Schlittler is okay. I don't believe most of what they said.
Okay.
But I do. I don't think they're going to make up a Schlittler. Because we can talk rotation as part of the grounds creeping. Schlittler got they were like a small, sore harm on his shoulder. Like Girardi was like a little sore arm on his shoulder. Like everyone was putting these baby words around it the entire time.
Right.
I tweeted out the rotation, like the way it plays out. And, Max Fried's got a blister. And you also have 2 series against the division, Toronto, and then 4 games against Tampa. Like, if you're looking at the calendar, you want to line up Rodon and Fried to be pitching in both those series. And by having no one start game 1 of this, be it because Schlittler had a little sore bicep or shoulder, or just that's the way it went, like it still made sense because now Toronto is Rodon, Schlittler, Fried. And they said Fried is going to pitch that 3rd game in Toronto, which then allows Fried and Rodon to both pitch against Tampa. The first and the last game against Tampa. So I'm not really against it. I wish they had better options than Hamilton and what's Garcia's first name? Rico Garcia.
Well, not an option anymore. Out.
Yeah. They call him up, use him, and burn him. It's like, dude, having a complete punt game at the first against Strider, who's nasty, to start the break was devastating. But I think they set their rotation up best they can.
Yeah, it was really interesting because we're crunching the numbers on it, and there's something awful to coming out of the break in the first game. You're literally the guy who's getting the bulk of the pitches is getting DFA'd after the game. Like something about that doesn't feel right. It's like grab the bull by the horn, throw your best pitchers. But the Max Fried blister thing is interesting. I think it's part of the reason the Yankees got Max Fried, and we started going through the numbers, and you're like, wait, this guy has been the best pitcher since 2020. But it's always felt like every year has had a wrinkle to it. One of those wrinkles has been blisters, and he said it's related to the heat, that it gets hotter, his skin gets softer, and he gets blisters. So they're obviously taking extra precautions around that. And then, like you said, trying to line up the Blue Jays series as they are the team ahead of us in the East, pairing that with the Rays series, like you mentioned. And then Schlittler, yeah, the truth is going to be a secret until we get the Brian Hoke book that maybe they were just being extra careful because he's a young arm. Like all those Clark Schmidt quotes, like, well, if every time your elbow's sore you get checked out, you'd get a Tommy John every week. And it's like, that doesn't sound right. So yeah, and is it keeping Schlittler healthy for a trade? Do they actually believe in Cam Schlittler? Or was he actually banged up and it was a scary moment? I don't know. I'm so glad we won this series.
Dude, I'm so glad we won the series. I just thought about it right now. Like, what if they don't want more game tape of Schlittler out there? I could talk myself into so many conspiracies because they're so bad against the division.
Right.
The division has such an upper hand. Like, what if they're like, we don't want to pitch Schlittler against Atlanta and give game tape?
What if it's the opposite? What if Schlittler's their third best starter right now?
Yeah, or what if, like, well, I think they love Warren, but what if truly he just had something on his arm that fucked everything up?
Right.
And nothing else mattered.
Maybe they just like the Hamilton-Garcia matchup, you know?
They don't.
They don't. Well, they like Hamilton.
Hey, pitch good in game 3. He's bizarre, dude. I don't even think we can talk about Hamilton.
He's off the menu unless you talk about his brother.
Okay. Fair. Fair is fair. He is bizarre. All right. Well, let's get into the games.
Boom.
That's the groundskeeping. There's really nothing else. Heel started. He looks okay. Jones is hitting home runs like crazy in AAA.
Yeah, I guess that's important. For people that care or don't care, Spencer Jones, who's been a top prospect for a while, got the call up to AAA, and he's gone absolutely nuts. What is it now? 10 or 11 homers in 16 games?
Yep.
Hey, we normally come in pretty nervous about the Yankees trade assets at the deadline. Between Schlittler, Hess, that other pitcher, I always blank on his name.
Cunningham.
Like they have actual Roderick Arias. Watch out. The Yankees have the ammo to trade, and boy, do they need to trade. And it's so clear what they need that it should be exciting, or we're just going to be roll mad.
It should be exciting.
It should be exciting.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I hope it's exciting.
Jones, I think, with his 2 homers today, moved into a tie for the minor league, like between the 2 levels he played at for the full season minor league lead in home runs, and he has like 20 less games than the guy he's tied with, so that's fun.
If they can get the rentals they need and some relievers they need without trading Jones, that's great. If it takes trading him to go get something big, like, you know, a guy that's got years of control in a couple areas, then I'm not against it. And if you're like calling for him to get called up this year, I mean, there's really no room. All our outfielders are performing well. Yeah. And we have too many already.
This is, I mean, we'll say it every year until we die, but I mean, this does feel like a signature trade deadline for Cashman. He's got the assets to trade. The Yankees have very clear needs. Yeah, let's see.
I'm interested in seeing. You want to burn game 1? It
Sure.
sucked, dude.
Surely.
No one liked it.
No. The Yankees would stride into the second half against Spencer and the Braves. Bullpen day out of the break. Sure, it's Ian. You have to tell me if you're a cop. Hamilton with Rico Garcia piggyback. Fire me up. And we're dead. 7-0 into the 4th as Albies, the racist dragon, takes flight of the Concords for the 3-run homer. Yankees were hoping for 7th heaven as Stanton and Belly drive-in runs. but the judge gets his ticket punched. It was hammy to Garcia to Efros to the Brubaker bus. Yanks lose game 1, 7-3 final.
Brutal. Hey,
Yikes.
one thing we talked about already was the pitching, and they went opener, Hamilton, Rico Garcia, Scott Efros, JT Brubaker. If they win game 1 and they win game 2, and this series is flipped, Jake.
Right.
And they've won the first game, they've won the second game. Now they're looking at Toronto. They're looking at 4 games against Tampa. They're like, it's in our best interest to throw out Hamilton, Rico Garcia, Scott Efros, and JT Brubaker and get ourselves better prepped for in division. I would be clapping and saying, good. Like that, I do agree. I hope we win with those guys. The offense could hopefully carry you. Good. Fact it happens first game of the series, first game after the break. It's just so much grosser.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of game order.
That's the importance of game order. For me, this was tough. Okay. 3-0 in the first. That's not what you want from your opener. God, was Kaster loving the fact that Girardi was finally leaning into that. The boys were really bopping up there. And then, Cousin Rico comes in and it's game over, and the vibes just feel off, and there is some credit, and the debate gets cleared up in that second game about the Yankees rally, because it's like, hey, we've been seeing some late kind of comebacks and professional at bats and pass the batons late. That 7th inning, you got Judge up with ducks on the pond. That is like, hey, maybe we will mess around, or maybe we shouldn't have messed around so early in this game. But Strider looked really good. I think it was more freaky that we got relay throws to nobody going on again, and the defense felt off. And
was this game?
Well, I think the bad relay's the next game, or nobody covering second. But
this was the double hopper by Volpe. Was that?
I think that was this game.
Yeah.
And I decided. I think Girardi, Coney, O'Neill, Girardi. Everyone brings a different flavor. I think Girardi's the best when the Yankees are losing, because I think he's the best at turning the screws on. So that was my enjoyment I took out of Friday night.
I like Girardi in the booth, 'cause I just love hearing a manager's opinion on things. Like, I very much have always enjoyed it. Lineup wise, I know a lot of people were bummed, and I want to hear your thoughts, to be facing a righty in Spencer Strider and revert back to Trent batting leadoff over Dominguez when the last 3 games of the series, or those 3 games against Seattle, Dominguez was up there. Do you have big thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. I know it's not the sexy answer, but I have no idea how I feel about our outfield, because, spoiler, game 2, Trent has a delicious moment, and in game 3 today, in game 3 today, Grant Holmes was literally spamming the same pitch, and Dominguez couldn't lay off of it or do anything to it, which is like, what have we reverted to here? That you're zooming in too much on a singular moment there. That I don't know. I like our outfield depth. I like the fact this team has depth options, whether injury strikes or slump strikes or whatever. That, no, I don't get mad about it, but I don't have enough conviction in what I believe in. Like, I was trying to stamp the paper, hammer the table, any of those phrases that, like, let Dominguez lead off, first righty, he's great. But I don't know, Trent, he's sleeping his way through it all, man.
It's a little how I feel. I think Dominguez's numbers in the leadoff spot are great, and Trent's are not. What is that? Is that actually an actionable stat? It's one at bat a game. It could be because you're batting in front of the other guys. Maybe Dominguez does better there. I think Trent's runners in scoring position numbers are great. I know Dominguez with runners in scoring position is not good as far as quality at bats. Whenever I check the quality at bat stats, it's like Dominguez with quality at bats ranks like bottom 5 in the league. So maybe he doesn't get a lot of opportunities because in just straight up quality at bats, he's like top.
Right.
And I don't know what position comes up more. Like leadoff is going to be less runners in scoring position, you would think. So, but I'm just searching for like kind of answers through like confirmation bias. I feel like
the whole thing's a juggle. I'm currently having fun with it because nobody's playing bad enough that they don't deserve playing time, and nobody's playing well enough that it's like they've got to be out there, dude. So I don't know. Like Ben Rice caught today. I'm okay with that. Like, the announcers are saying should Ascara be in there? Like, it's kind of a fun thing. I think it would be electric if we had a third baseman.
yeah. So
I almost let Spencer Jones play third tweet today, but I knew Twitter couldn't handle it, so I didn't.
Yeah, Trent Grisham his numbers are not good batting first. He's got 171 plate appearances. They're not bad.
Right.
But they're not good, to be honest. It's 201 batting average and a 389 slug. So it's a 716 OPS, but that's not a top 3 hitter in a lineup.
No.
And then Dominguez, when he bats first, he's got 357 batting average, a 607 slug. Granted, it's only 7 games compared to 37 games. But then if you go to runners in scoring position, maybe I'm finding my answer for real.
Maybe you are for real.
Trent Grisham. Oh, he's not good with runners in scoring position. But Dominguez stinks with runners in scoring position. That's crazy. Would not have really guessed that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Dominguez with runners in scoring position, 84 plate appearances, 282 slugging percentage, 274 on base percentage, 555 OPS. So maybe that's why he likes leadoff.
Lead him off.
No one on base.
He have a bad series. I think so, right?
Yeah, he did hit some balls hard. His first hit of game 3 was like a nice hit right into the teeth of the shift line drive that your guy Nacho caught.
He was everywhere.
Dude, a third baseman that can pick it like that, whose name is Nacho, feels like you'd have a poster of him on your wall as a child.
Me, absolutely.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I had a signed Brooks Robinson picture. Like I even knew who he was. Like it's not like I watched him. I just heard he was good. And yeah, I don't know. They've got Austin Riley. Send us Nacho.
Can he hit?
We'll trade you your beat.
Will we? Because he can get hit.
I don't think they're trading Nacho. I think
let's
they
go to
like
game
Nacho.
2.
I think, yeah.
I don't
Game
think
one
Nacho
stunk.
has hit yet.
Game 1 stunk.
It's true, Jake's being honest.
Holy cow. Game 2. Young William Warren and the Yanks would hope to not be fallout boys against Joey Pete Wentz for Atlanta. Call the police. Whoop whoop. 5-0 Braves in the 4th after some poor pitching and defense. 1 + 1 = 2 as number 11 goes yard. 5-2 Braves after the Volpe homer. 2-out single from Ozzie makes it 7-2. But in the 6th, the first 4 get on. The first 4 score as the Yanks are now down 1. Get in my belly. Anthony, his 2nd of the day. Buckle up. We're tied at 9s into the 9th. Night. Senor Sleep Slam snoozes this one. It's Warren to Hill to Efros to Laza to Weaver to Williams. Yanks win a wild one, 12-9 final.
Slam snoozes one?
Senor Sleep Slam snoozes.
Ooh. Senor Sleep Slam.
You can kind of mix them up in any order and it works, but it doesn't work.
Good job, Jake. This game was crazy. I spent the whole day at the beach with the kids. I was very tired.
Yeah.
Got them down. Bam. Early-ish. My kids don't sleep. So I was laying in bed, like, watching the game because I had somewhat, like, this is what this game was. We were down the shore. Me and my dad, we're a Yankees family. So if the Yankees game's on, that's on the main TV in the living room. And the girls and whoever's around that doesn't enjoy baseball, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, they know they can't do anything about that.
Right.
Sorry. It gets tough when they're down 5-0 and then 7-2, and they're like, they want to watch a show because they've been watching a show, and me and my dad are sitting there and like, so I had relinquished the TV. I had said, fine, I'm not going to take TV time for this. And then we start putting the kids to bed. I come up to grab James, and that's when whatever it was bases loaded. Judge was up, I think, and then Judge hit a single, or that was Jazz hit a single, and then it stayed bases loaded. They made a pitching change, and me and my dad were like, well, we can't stop now.
Right.
And then I think that put them within 2. And then I went down, and we finished that inning, and then I went down. I watched the rest, like, laying in bed for the grand slam in the 9th inning. And I forgot they do comebacks.
They hadn't, and then all of a sudden after this game, you've got 2 5-run comebacks in the last 6 games.
Yeah, and the comeback against the Mets when they were down like 8-0, they ended up losing, but they came all the way back to tie it.
Right.
It's been a couple now in the last like 3, maybe 4 or 5 series, 3 weeks, where they've been down by more than 5 or more, and they've come back to tie it. So I got to remember that this time.
Right.
Saw a lot of people upset that Trent was in this lineup on the social medias, like reacting, like treating him like he was like Gallo or any of the others that have deserved it in the past, Hicks, Donaldson, whatever. And I was like, guys, like I know we want Dominguez, but Trent's still like provided a lot this year. And then he comes through, and now we're in this torture chamber of like, do I have an opinion? Like you were saying, it's just like shrug.
Yeah. I mean, coming into today, like Trent and Belly both had 17 homers. Trent's OPS on the year was 834. Belly was 835. Jazz is 838. I don't know, man. There's all these guys that feel like they're in the same area. Ben Rice with an 804 OPS. That, again, these are all incredible numbers. Like go back to 2023, baby, when we're we're looking at Jake Bowers and Willie in the 3-hole. Who was the outfielder you almost named your kid? Billy McKinney. Like, these are guys that we're sliding up the lineup, and now we have a lineup that is so deep that we're leaving a good, if not 2 good hitters on the bench every night. And yeah, the story, and hopefully the story that evolves out of this, is Volpe. Volpe has the 2-homer game. Caster and Girardi with the casual prediction on it. We love that in the booth. I guess do it more.
That was cool.
Yeah, man. It's when Volpe got off to, he had his OPS in the mid-7s and he was playing solid defense. Remember, I think he got banged up. He missed like 3 or 4 days, and we were like, holy smokes! Like, the lineup without that solid version of Volpe does get thin quick without a third baseman, and depending how the catcher's playing and whatever, someone else is not going to be hitting. Stanton probably wasn't with the team at the time. That if Volpe can give contributing at bats, and he obviously did more than that, he had 2 homers, 4 RBI, it changes the dynamic of the team. And so, it's after he got some rest over the All-Star break. And interested to see how long he can carry this.
Yeah, it's a winning effort. He's very good after rest. He starts pulling the ball.
Yeah.
And then slowly it feels like it's so crazy. It cannot be the actual reality. But we pointed it out last year. Well, Boone, to be fair, Boone pointed out to us at the end of his rookie year. He said he's run down. He's tired. It feels like he gets tired, and then he loses that pull swing and just starts kind of like chasing the ball oppo or whatever. Or I don't know what he's trying to do. And then he gets refreshed, and then all of a sudden he can hammer fastballs to left.
Yeah, and he just missed another one. He had that sac fly to the warning track. So, yeah, let's see where it's at. And we get lost in stuff. Mike Petriello had an article that he's changing his swing. I don't know. I think it's we get bombarded by different parts of the internet and everything, like rooting for the kid. Like, and yes, I hope he felt amazing after this game. Carry it into Toronto. Like, it changes the dynamic of the Yankees lineup if he gives quality at bats.
Trent with the homer was nice.
Trent with the homer's not bad, man. If they get out of that inning and they don't score a run after the bases are loaded, and then it's bottom 9, Braves with a chance to push one across. When the Yankees did give away, I think, 2 free runs in this game. Loizaga walk, then wild pitch with 2 outs. And then there was the Will Warren not covering first that allowed a run to score. That it's like, when the game was 7-6, I was getting antsy for a little bit because I was like, it would be cool if the Yankees were up 6-5 and hadn't given them 2 free runs.
I blocked out that Will Warren play, dude, because that really broke me. The runner scoring from third, like Goldy throws it to first, and Goldy's great. And he's like, I'm not high baseball like you, all that, just trying to make a play. Throws it to first. There's no way he gets him out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like another time, like, got to eat the ball. But I think Goldy's like, but this should be an out.
Yeah, Will Warren has to cover. I mean, flashbacks, game 5, everyone, I don't think Goldy should have got that ball. Like, I know he does.
Yeah. He should have went back to the bag.
Yeah, like that should have been a pretty routine play to Jazz. Either way, Goldy, if you gets there, Will Warren's supposed to be running. He's not. The chain of events happens. But yeah, man, that was it was a tough couple plays, and it was completing the comeback was massive, man. If they lose that game 10-9 in the 9th, it feels like all the problems are still there.
Oh, dude, they intentionally walked Judge. That was funny. Girardi's like, I don't think they will intentionally walk him. Oh, never mind. He started his whole diatribe of why. And then Stan walks. Good at bat. 3-2. Works to walk to pass the baton. But you're like, oh, dude, we kind of need these guys to do damage.
Right.
Jazz steps up. I thought if that ball gets over Nacho's glove, he steps up and lightly swings to a line drive other way. That would be, if that got over his glove, I'd be like, that's one of my favorite Jazz swings. Like, what an approach. What a swing. We keep seeing these lefties come up. I know Freddie Freeman did it to us in LA, and who was right? Or was it Tucker did it to us a couple times, like just went the other way and like beat the shift that the Yankees always put on. Like, damn, I wish we could have a lefty that just did that. And then Jazz did it in that at bat, but it got caught. But it was such a good play.
It was Nacho,
Yeah. And then Trent does get the homer. Beautiful stuff. And then they were relaying signs again.
Yes.
And they're very, like, we talked about, in your face. Like, no, we're not being sketchy. We're just looking at your hand and then telling the batter what you're throwing.
We know.
How about Girardi saying when he was the manager at spring training, he would go stand on second for all the pitchers and let them know?
Makes sense, right?
It's good
coaching. It feels like what a manager of a team would do.
It feels like what someone who's in charge should be doing. I don't know how common it is. You might talk to managers and they're like, yeah, like, everyone does that. But it seems like a lot of these other teams don't have someone doing that.
Yeah, you have your guy on the team that does it. That maybe it doesn't have to be the manager, but yeah, that's like self-scouting.
Devin comes in, gives up a run, but gets out of it. Twice. All right. Good game.
Good game. Great comeback.
Means nothing if they lose game 3, Jake. Nothing.
Oh.
So tell them what happened.
Rubber match in the ATL. All my homies hate Grant as the Yanks and Marcus would try to be the greatest Stroman for the Yanks. Captain Crunch, Holmes wishes he had a breakfast ball. A goodie but a Goldy makes it 2-0 Yanks. It'd stay that way into the sixth. Stroman was fantastic. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run on an Olsen projectile, but that 1 run counted the same as Viva Vibis. Hit by pitch, RBI. It's a 3-1 game. Yanks play them out with some light jazz with his RBI double. It's Stroman to Hamilton to Hill to Williams. Yanks show some fortitude as they take the series 2-1 and win fortitude.
Much needed victory. Good game, actually. Like
Clean.
Not that much drama. Scariest moment for me was handing it to Hamilton with I think it was a 2-run lead. I was like, I'd like one more run before this gets handed to Hamilton. They did do that. They get another run across there with Jazz double. Almost got pitch clock violated strikeout. Tells the ump, I called time. If that was a lie and he saved the at bat,
Right.
That's amazing politicking by Jazz, because the ump was about to ring him up on a pitch clock violation, and Jazz says, I called time.
No need, man. I called time.
And then a great piece of hitting by Jazz to hit a other opposite, like, it was kind of left center, but it's a light swing. It's not doing too much. And Judge, the big fella, goes first to home.
Yeah, Judge was flying. He on the Luke Voigt meter, he was about a stride ahead of where I was hoping he was, and it was like, oh yeah, Judge with 2 outs when he wants it, like he's still got that giddy up to him. That was cool to see. And yeah, I would just pocket this for the Talkin' Yanks listeners as, like, you know, we talk about games where I don't know, there's Yankee games where they score 4 runs and we're talking about it bleakly, but like every Stanton Jazz at bat, it felt like there was going to be a line drive. There wasn't a lot of dead at bats throughout this game. That's how baseball works sometimes. Nacho's making amazing plays. Nick Allen, I know not much with the twig, but the way he plays defense is fantastic. I wish he'd keep his hands off Boone's niece, if I'm being real with everyone. I know, but I still don't like it. I was talking to Brett Boone. None of that's true. But yeah, it felt like every Yankee was taking competitive at bats, even though they didn't, except Dominguez, if I'm being honest. Dominguez got spam sliders.
That slider that Wild Bill Hickok was throwing, like he threw one to Stanton, who he rocked it. Volpe got it hit off of one. They looked bad to righties.
Okay.
Those two in particular, because they're like, Stan crushed this one. And I was like, dude, that looked not good. I know he threw a really good slider to Judge earlier that was lower, but when it gets up like above the knees, it kind of just looks like the Weisiga curveball.
Floater. Oh, hey now.
Is it this one? Yeah. I mean, Stan's going to hit that pitch hard. That almost went out.
Stan was out of control today.
It was. It was crazy. But to the lefties, Dominguez did not like that pitch.
No.
At all. Hamilton has a good inning. And then, I mean, of note on like decision making here, Vivas gets the start over Peraza. So in Vivas' scouting report, it says he's not good at defense. It says he's, especially though, like he could play second, kind of, but he's not going to play any other position. Kay talked about him at third much differently, like said him and Peraza were the same. That's not what all the scouting reports say, but who knows? I mean,
right.
He looked fine over there today. He made the diving catch on the bunt. He made a couple of other plays fielded. Peraza is the second worst offensive bat in the league out of 111 players. So it's not like there's much. If they're equal defensively, then yeah, it's a platoon. But they did not pinch hit for Vivas in that 6th inning. Came up with bases loaded, and they were talking like, is this a pinch hit move? But Girardi explained later, if you pinch hit for him in the 6th inning, with one of the lefty bats. Trent was on the bench, Escara. Then you have to put Peraza in the game to play defense in the bottom of the 6th inning. And then you have no one to run for Stan if it gets close, if Stan gets on. So I guess I was wondering why you wouldn't do it there as well. Like, does Peraza just have the day off? What do you want to do? He gets hit by the pitch in the knee, does Bibas. So it gets canceled, but guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees hate burning 2 players too. That's what you have to do there.
Especially in the 6th, I get not wanting
Right.
to burn 2 in the 6th inning. So
And then I mean, what if it gets back to Peraza and then I don't know, is he up in a big spot, or are you do the Yankees find themselves in the debating pinch hitting Escara and then he's got to go to third again, which they clearly aren't into that. So yeah, I think it's one of the managerial decisions we probably overthink, because if he puts in Trent there and he hits another homer, the game's over and, mustache salute. But it ends up working out with the old bit hit by pitch.
hell yeah. Okay. Next part of the show, we give out awards.
Pride of the Yankees, even.
It's brought to you by DraftKings. Use code Yanks and you sign up the DraftKings Sportsbook. That's the end of what we have to say there.
Wow.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Thanks, DraftKings. I use your guys' app.
And because you're a celebrity softball player, home run hitter, we'll flip it and allow you to go first on Sundays.
Every year, you go into the ocean, your family puts rocks on your chest for about an hour, and then you come up, and you are a heathen.
Dude, I remember when we were putting rocks on our chests at your wedding.
Sure do.
I forgot about that. That was so fun.
There were some relatives that were concerned, but that was none of their business on that day.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun.
We did some witch trials.
We were grabbing giant boulders,
Everyone passed.
grabbing giant boulders, and then just putting it on your chest and letting it just like plummeted you to the bottom of the St. Lucian Ocean.
Couldn't get out.
Now, you could get out. That it wasn't
get
that
out.
scary, but it was wild to
Right.
feel like the weight of the rock just like sink you.
There was a line. There was a
There was
line,
a line
to
of people,
partake.
and I was just like doing the opposite of baptizing them.
Yeah. I guess not the opposite.
Yeah, making them one with gravity, I guess.
Yeah. My pride of the Yankees. This is an easy one for me, Jim.
Is it?
I'm going with Marcus Stroman.
I would have, had I had the first one, I would have done Stroman as well.
But you have your heathen ocean ways that Marcus Stroman comes in today. Everything we've talked about, Jim, we lose the first 14 innings in embarrassing fashion. We have the amazing comeback. It tees up today with a tired bullpen and a lot of names we don't love running out of the bullpen right now. Marcus Stroman gives us 6 innings of 1 earned run, gave up an absolute moondoggy to Matt Olson. Stroman looked good. I sent it an invisible ink in the Talkin Yanks chat because I didn't want to jinx it, and I didn't want to tell a lie if he didn't and my eyes were lying to me just subconsciously. Normally we get so mad about the Stroman waste pitches, and they weren't there today. It felt like it was the most accurate I'd seen Marcus Stroman in a long time, that he was throwing sliders right off the edge of the strike zone that you'd want to chase. He was mixing that with his fastball in. He got some strikeouts by throwing his fastball because hitters were expecting everything but that in the moment. He was living on the edges. I think Stroman would have had an even more special day if there was a more pitcher-friendly umpire. There was a couple like right on the edge that most umpires would just give you on a given day. And if Stroman had that today, I think you're looking at 7, potentially 8 innings, because he was where he wanted to be. Very impressive. It made me proud from the fact that we need pitching in starters and relievers. If he has a bad start today, we probably shrug our shoulders and we say, well, thank God we salvaged game 2. Instead, it's a series win. We're heading to Toronto with good vibes. We're heading to Toronto with with some of the guys rested in the bullpen at least. And since he's come back now, It's been 21 innings to the tune of a 3 flat ERA.
Great stuff. He looks calm. Like he's always kind of like pitched zen and calm. It looks like he has more tricks in his bag. Like the first 3 starts of the season were so bizarre. He wouldn't pitch in to righties at all. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And since he's come back, he's been doing that more. He broke Acuna's bat on that inside cutter, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to do that. If you look at his pitch selection, he was throwing the cutter, or sinker, I should say, to the righties, up and in, which broke the bat. He was throwing the cutter up and in to lefties. We saw him just using the outside edge only
Right.
to righties for a while. So he's using both sides of the plates with his fastball, especially the sinker. And then, mixed in some curveballs nicely. The slurve, he was accurate with it, low and away, down and in to lefties, low and away to righties. So he just looked poised. The double play ball was awesome. That inning was crazy, crazy thankful from the Braves. They had 2 on, no outs. They try to bunt it over. Bitt makes the diving play. And then it's a ball that not many pitchers field. Stroman kind of gets in his armpit, throws it high to Volpe. Volpe pulls it down for the double play. 8-pitch inning, and the first 2 guys got on. 2 hits, 8-pitch inning. That was helpful. But, man, they didn't have a bullpen. Like, it was bleaker than bleak.
Right.
If he couldn't get out of the 3rd inning or something like that.
He the slider, he had some sharp sliders today that I don't know, man. Even when Stroman was on his good run with the Yankees, like you talked about, just nibbling on the outside corner, and we'd pop on these episodes and be like, yeah, it worked today. He got ahead, and then he made some guys chase, and he has that one scary inning, and if he gets out of it, you get a good start. Today he looked good, man. It was kind of comical that he comes out for that 6th inning and it looked like the stuff wasn't as sharp because he hasn't been pitching that long into games, and that had been his reputation with the Yankees since he's been here for a little bit now. But yeah, especially I remember a couple at bats to Profar. He just had him in the blender, man. It was like the beautiful X-axis pitching with his pitch mix that it was like, yeah, dude, you should be able to put some guys in a blender between your mix of speed. Like the way you mentioned Acuna's broken bat, man, like we hadn't seen anything like that.
No. And he ended up a lot of the at-bats going to that outside line and twisting it, sinker, slurve, back and forth, like splitter, moving in, moving out. But what he did for a couple of them was he just established up and in or inside first and then went to it, which I think makes a huge difference.
And there's another one that jumps out in my head. I think it was to our guy Nacho. He had 2 strikes on him, and he threw a slider away, but like a competitive slider away, and Nacho fouls it off. And in my head, and I think Nacho's mind, he was like, Stroman in this situation has thrown a slider a little further off the edge. That's what a lot of pitchers would do in that situation. Instead, Stroman went with a 4-seam fastball up and away in the zone. So you're looking away, and it's kind of in that slider away slot. Instead, it stayed in the zone. Nacho gave a haphazard hack at it, struck him out. Stroman looked great.
I agree. We're happy. Good pride.
Thank you.
Who should I give it to?
You got a couple too, Tree.
I know there's like game situation prides, right? And then there's kind of like a good talking point pride. Let me look at the numbers. I'll get in there.
Are you going to go Dax Kilby?
No, I was thinking actually Keenan Kent.
Oh.
Yankees been drafted on flashy names.
Nice.
They saw Volpe sell 20 jerseys and they're like, fuck, skills. Let's get the names that sell.
Dax Kilby.
Is it Keenan Kent or is it something else?
Caden.
Caden Kent.
Caden Kent.
Jeff Kent's son. So let's trade him to the Blue Jays eventually.
Yep.
It's the ticket selling business, Jim.
We hear you like kids of players. Yeah, I don't know. Like Trent hits the grand slam. Volpe gets the 2 homers. But I want to give it to Stanton. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I think I want to give it to Stanton, Jake. I'm giving it to Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay.
He had a 727 on base percentage. And he was like on every ball. What were his exit velos?
I think there was a 115 today. I think that was the ball that went off the wall, and then I think he followed that up with like a 110.
Crazy. 375 batting average. The on base percentage is 727 for the series. But I was pulling these guys' numbers in July.
Right.
Stan's numbers now for July, the month. 47 plate appearances. 13 games. 325 batting average. 404 on base. 675 slug for Stanton in the month of July. 1.079 OPS. That's crazy. It didn't really feel like that until today. And I was like, oh, what does this do? And then I looked at his month and I'm like, okay, well, he's been hitting for a while now.
Yeah, it's been interesting because it hasn't been led by the homer. And we've brainwashed ourselves a little bit with Stanton. Because, the whole thing has turned into just get him to the postseason, kind of don't care in the regular season, whatever. Last year, the version we saw of Stanton in the regular season, we kind of came to grips with him being this power hitter. He cares more when runners are in scoring position, which we also care more. But the weird thing about last year was he didn't hit lefties, which was bizarre. And the on-base percentage wasn't there, which was like, okay, so our new regular season Stanton, no lefties and no on base. That's a little weird, but he still mashes the ball. Since he's been back this year, Jimmy, the numbers on the whole have been great. He's got a 286 batting average, a 382 on base. Stanton has been a certain level of good that I guess for me, as I look back at last year, the thing that doesn't make sense is the verse lefties. I think that was just sample size and got weird because he should be a lefty mauler. He has been. That if that comes back, Stanton's numbers should feel a little more well-rounded.
Before today's game, his slugging on the year is 472. He hit 3 singles today, so I'm not sure how much it's going to go up, but I don't know how much it's going to go up. Will it? I don't know. Anyway, last year his slugging percentage was 475. So his slugging percentage is basically the same.
Right. 481 after today.
481. And last year 475. So now he's out slugging last year on the slash line. But last year his batting average was 233. This year it's 264. Small sample size this year. And his on base was under 300 last year, and right now it sits at 370 or higher. What'd you say
Higher.
It was now?
286 batting average and a 382 on base.
382 on base.
Completely different. It's a completely different profile currently.
Currently, yeah, it's still not. It's 89 plate appearances, but it's cool. Judge laughed and called him a singles hitter.
Like that.
I mean, he did hit one off the wall. I don't know if other people can get a double, but he's not.
Hey, if this works, G just joins the team a couple weeks before the All-Star game every year. Like right now, he's looking at Cashman with the Cashman meme of him going doubles thumbs up after winning that playoff game.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's who I was proud of, Stanton.
Okay.
Now it's MFer time.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Had to look Brad in the eyes this week. Didn't love that.
Did you tell him?
No. I was seeing if it came up organically, and it did not.
He probably has no idea.
No clue. So I didn't want to start there. He felt a little off put by me, and I don't know if that's just a normal thing or if that's Yankee lore.
You put him in a blender when you asked for the coach's pick.
I would say I had Boone in the blender too, but his look towards the camera was comical enough that I think he was in on it. My Yankee MFer. I might put you in a bad spot here.
Wow, how about it?
Hey man, I'm kind of shocked, and it's a little bit beauty of baseball and the nightmare of baseball and having to cover it content-wise. Jim, my MFer is your beat Beebus, because we didn't mention the Acuna throw at all.
Oh.
That was Friday night, and that was one of the more viral plays this year. And I'll be honest, while I feel the MFer is deserved, the Yankees ended up winning the series. I had people out of the woodwork texting me being like, how sick is this throw? And granted, the throw is sick. It's a classic right fielder, Acuna, Ichiro, Vlad, all of the legends that have had a man cannon in right field. There's a little playing possum that's cool about it too. But if Yorby Beebus runs using the rules of baseball or sees his third base coach or anything, we never see this highlight. So I'm giving him the MFer because I had to answer to all these people that were like, hey, baseball guy, look at this good baseball throw.
Yeah, it is a very good baseball throw. The deke on both ends are more impressive. Like, he caught it flat-footed, and that made your beat think it wasn't coming. Then Nacho, the coolest guy in the whole fucking world, apparently, he dekes the hell out of your beat, just stand there playing coy. Now, the third baseman or second baseman or whatever, the guy getting the throw playing coy, I'm not giving him too much credit for that. Everybody tries to do that all the time. Like, yes, it was a good deke. Like Booney said, it's a good deke. He's like, but I did that a lot at third. Like, yes, everybody tries to act like the throw's not coming. Goldy did it when Bellinger saved the season.
Right.
It's cool. I'm not saying it's nothing to like mention or talk about. It doesn't make it so your beat isn't dumb.
Right.
You know, it's not like to the level of, well, he got deked. Sometimes it is. Like, sometimes there are dekes or hidden ball tricks where, like, you're like, dude, that was everyone, like, you know, I think anyone would have fallen for that. You don't see that a lot. This is no.
Yeah.
The throw is incredible. If he doesn't break it down 75% of the way and start slow footing it. And the other thing is, I really don't know. I wish we had mic'd up on Rojas here. He was like late to do it because he's doing a motion that some would say is slide, but other people are like, no, that's the motion for keep the bag. Like, don't overrun the bag. And then someone said that to me because I was saying no, he was telling him slide, and was like, no, but that's the motion you do when you say stay on the bag, stay on the bag. And then I thought, oh shit, that is kind of true.
Yeah.
And to stay on the bag, you got to break it down a little bit. But obviously, I don't know. You didn't hear him. I don't know. I don't think Rojas is like not to blame at all. That's his job.
Yeah. Right. He's running over kind of panicked.
Like, yeah. And where are you? Why aren't where he's thinking it might drop and then he's got to wave him home? Like, where was Roa? I don't get where he went.
I don't know.
That being said, your beat's got to just play baseball there.
Yeah.
And Boone said in his post game, can't happen, which I think is the third can't happen. He told us Wells getting caught first and second, getting caught on the 3-2 pitch leaning in that one game. He said that can't happen. I think he said with Ben Rice, in Toronto. He said, I don't want to say can't happen here because I do like the intensity of a double steal and like going for it and just, but there was another time earlier where he said this can't happen.
There's the Rice one where he was like, there's sometimes where that can happen, but
yeah, like they had a play
weird
on
phrasing around it, but
he thought the Blue Jays had their signs too. So I think that's the third can't happen, 3 different players. So it's almost like, well, how many can't happens can happen?
Well, and that's again where I very much enjoyed Girardi in the booth because it's something we debate a lot of like, how do you treat professionals? And then how do the Yankees treat professionals? And how does that compare across baseball? Because if people want to go on a deep dive on how Pat Murphy was treating the Brewers earlier this season, he was treating them like a college baseball team, and that's his track record. He was a college coach at Arizona State. The Brewers were playing like 500 baseball. He was benching guys, almost bullying guys, and then they started breaking out and winning, and so then it looks great. Where the Yankees obviously take a very different approach, and it's maximum professionalism and blah blah blah. But I thought that's where Girardi was great. He was talking about, he's like, no man, you mention it to that player when he comes after that play, and then you don't mention it again. He's like, it's one of the rules of managing is you have to remember how hard it is to play this game, and that player will remember that more than you will. So I don't know. It was good perspective, and there was a lot of that was, it was mentioned some of the defense and base running. That was that was the highlight of the night from baseball.
It was a very cool highlight. If your beat had slid and run and was still out, it'd be one of the best plays of the season.
I don't know. I think it would be a weird like last Talkin Yanks award, like careful bit. But I don't think it gets posted. I think it's just like
if your beat was running the whole way, hard, slid, and was still out, that would get posted.
Oh, if he was out, yeah, but if he was running hard, he wouldn't have been out.
I agree, but I'm saying if somehow he was, the play then is like one of the best of the season because it was very cool. Here's a random note. The Yankees have one of the best records on Sundays this year, which we know. It's a record day.
Right.
The Braves are 3-13.
Makes sense, man.
No team has less wins on Sundays than the Braves.
And that's the there's no need to rain on any parades today, because the Yankees winning this series is insane. But the Braves are 43-55, so like
not good. So my MFer now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. Rico Garcia, who cares? Imagine I give it to him. Man, Dominguez really extinguished the flame that was his fire.
Oh.
But I'll give it to Will Warren.
Yeah.
Need him to step up.
Yeah.
It was a bad effort. Like I said, Ian Hamilton, Rico Garcia, I don't care. I'm not leaning on you for anything. Will Warren, dude, you're getting lent on. A decent amount, right? Like we need you to. His bad starts are so bad, and that is concerning to me. I don't know why. It seems like it's going to be fixable. Like let's identify and try to fix it. But like, how are the bad starts so bad?
Yeah, and it was all with 2 outs, and not even like there was a runner on before that. That in that 4th inning. He gets Olsen a ground out. He strikes out Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the best players in the league. And then everything just completely fell apart. And I don't know if that's to put it in his rookie year lessons of like, you can never truly relax. You're never truly like cruising in this league. But yeah, up until that point, he'd given up a homer to Michael Harris, which I think that was his first homer in 25 games or something. Girardi with some daggers today. He was like, yeah, that happens, but it was Harris's first walk in 47 games. It's like, whoa, put the knives away. But yeah, it was all with 2 outs, which that was another twist of the knives and just how how bad things felt through those first 14 innings.
Glad they ended up winning, but that was my most like, what?
Yeah,
So sorry to young William Warren.
it's fair.
Okay. Regular old awards
Are brought to you by Shady Rays, our friend at Shady Rays. Friend. I'll say friends. They only employ Rays, which is a weird thing. But Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company, rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people because durable frames, crystal clear optics, they're perfect for all of your summer adventures. And if your shades ever go lost or missing, which all of us have lost or missent shades, they have their lost or broken replacement guarantee. If you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. And it's probably our best deal of all of our deals. ShadyRays.com, code Yanks, 35% off your next pair of polarized sunglasses. That's code Yanks at ShadyRays.com. Go get yours now.
I love my Shady Rays. They're warm at the beach.
Boom!
Boom.
I bring the boom to you. My first award is go on and get on that flight.
Go on and get on that flight.
Go on and get on that flight.
So they win on Sunday. It's a happy flight, happy wife. So I'm guessing it's coming from today's game. We already talked about Stroman. Stan already got an award. I don't know. Volpe?
It's a little bit of the opposite. There's a guy who's been down there for a week that's kind of had a rough week. Jazz. Jim, Jazz has a home run derby performance that will be forgotten over time. His numbers in this series end up not looking great. It's 3 for 13 because he was getting robbed. Nacho was everywhere. So it's Jazz is doing nothing wrong. He's just got to get out of Atlanta. He's been down there for like a week. So it's time to go. It's time to get on the flight. No qualms with anything Jazz is doing. He's just got to get out of the ATL. And he's going to Toronto, so that's good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he got robbed of, I counted 4 hits. Nacho robbed him. Olsen robbed him. And then in game 1 against Strider, he put 2 to the track. And the one to center field, like, was a great swing and piece of hitting. Just didn't have the distance. That was 4 that I was like, dude, those were really good at bats, really well hit balls. Didn't swing out of his shoes and just like had his timing is perfect right now. I love that he laid down the bunt single. That whole sequence was great in the first inning. Judge hits a home run, and then with 2 outs, Stanton goes in between first and second. They shift for Jazz. He bunts, and then Goldy just throws one in the outfield to score the second run. Like, Jazz was fighting with Eddie Perez.
Yeah.
But didn't talk about it after the fact. And I thought what Michael K brought up was super interesting because I didn't notice it, but K was like talking about how Acuna never runs down the line. He was like, Jazz didn't run yesterday, and I mentioned it on air, and the first 2 at-bats in game 2, he sprinted, so I think someone talked to him. And I just like put it as a curious note in my brain because, you know, accountability and do we talk, do we not? The only like caveat is the first one, it's 7-0. What inning is that?
6th inning, 7-0 game.
So it looks bad. And then, you know, you're in a 1-run game with runners on the very next day. And he also grounded into a double play earlier. But this is the difference. So maybe someone went and talked to him and said, hey, dude, come on now. And as fans, we would like that. Or maybe it's score dictated and 7-0. And you're saying, Jazz, don't like go crazy when we're down 7 in the 6th. Who knows? But I didn't even notice it or hear it get talked about anywhere else. And Kay brought it up, so I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I lean score there But yeah, again, I love everything Jazz is doing. That it's, hey, just keep doing it. Just do it outside of Atlanta.
Do it outside of Atlanta. I have something.
Sure.
It's in my award.
Okay.
And I forgot to look up. I forgot to look up the one stat that I wanted to base this off of, but to confirm it or not. But I'm gonna go. This is gonna be the. Gonna be the. How do I say this?
Okay.
Damn, I don't even know.
Okay.
Well, the award is going to be the One Bad Month award.
One
That's so
bad
lame.
month award. You look broken.
Yeah, I wish I remembered to look up the metric I want, and I forget how to look it up right now.
Okay. Paul Goldschmidt.
Yes, Paul Goldschmidt. I did not realize how good his July is. Girardi said that. He said, he really only had one bad month, first month, second month. Because to me, I was like, oh, wait, he's back up.
Right.
And he is. It's his July. His July right now is a 327 batting average. This through 50 plate appearances in July. It's July 20th, so we're deep into the month. 327 batting average, 360 on base percentage, 490 slug, 850 OPS.
Mm.
And no home runs in July. And remember the first month when he was unbelievable? He wasn't hitting homers.
Paulie singles.
And then he turned on some, and I wanted to look at his swing metrics to see if he consciously kind of started getting big. All right, I'm doing well. Let's turn on the power now. And then June came, struggled, and then was let's go back to it. But I didn't look those up, so that's why I was upset. And I don't know if it's real or not. Sometimes on Baseball Savant, I can get the swing metrics little toggle to show up, and other times it's just not there, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I think for Paul, let's call it one good month and be on our way and keep balling, sure. And yeah, I think, there was a couple episodes there where we're like, is this a pure platoon with Rice? Should it be more Rice? And where I think we've just undervalued defense as a team the past few years. Paul has been great at first base, and it's helped the rest of the infield that even when he was slumping, he never felt like the target. Maybe he'd built up so much leash because his numbers were still insane. It is interesting to see if you look at the Yankees team stat page and it's oh, wow, Cody lapped him, Trent's been ahead of him, Ben Rice is ahead of him on the year. But dude, Paul's great, man. Him and Judge talking to each other.
Him and Judge talking to each other constantly. Judge kind of annoys him, I think. Every time he gets back to the dugout, Judge what pitch did you hit? Where was it? Did you like it? What were you trying to do with it? Goldy's no, I'm joking. They clearly love it. They're just nonstop talking about it, which is cool. But yeah, his numbers are good. So keep going.
Mm.
My award title name was supposed to be to push him. Let's end the year and be one bad month. Let's have a good August, September. Early in April and May, or I think April, I was can this last? He's older for a baseball player. Can he play this good for this long? Obviously, I didn't mean 400 batting average in that. I just meant the IQ, all that. Summer gets tiring. It's hot. I would have been fine if you slumped it into July and kept going August, September. But at this point, I can't have you dip again. You can't dip again. That's maybe more what I was trying to come up with is no more dips.
Still are.
Yeah, no more dips. That's what I would have liked to say. Let's just level or rise.
Level of rise.
But Rice needs at bats.
Tricky.
Hey, maybe the fewer at bats is helping him.
Yeah.
Older. Somebody's got to sit every day. His numbers last year, after days off, both via benching or via just an off day for the team, were really, really good. We covered that in the PPP for him. So
For who, Rice or Goldy?
Goldy.
Oh.
Cardinals played him every day last year.
We covered that?
Yeah,
that was one of
man,
the stats in the PPP.
We're so good.
Yes.
Damn. Way to go, us.
Us.
Ben Rice isn't playing enough. I don't know how you start playing more. You saw him DH and catch this series, so hopefully they're trying to fix it. But in the month of July, he's got the least amount of starts.
Yeah.
6 starts.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah. What's your next award?
I'm going to give out the Put a Little Pickle on That Hot Dog award.
Trent Grisham.
You went too quick. Jim. Maybe Chicago's a beautiful place. It's a nice city when it has nice weather. It's the whole thing about Chicago. Their food and drink is terrible. The deep dish pizza is awful. Malort, the local shot, is basically gasoline they make you drink, and they're like, it's our everyone's got to do it. Oh, I don't drink it.
I think that's like a joke they do to newcomers.
Yeah, it's a Chicago thing. The one thing they have right is they put a little pickle on their hot dog, and that's the Chicago dog. And boy, if Volpe was in Chicago, he would have been quite the little Chicago dog, because his sac fly in that second game would have been a home run in one baseball stadium, Wrigley Field. And Volpe could have easily gotten a pride. The 2-homer game.
Pride.
4 RBI. Yeah, 4 RBI and a massive comeback.
Avrex is more likely than pride.
We'll let time tell, Jim, because now everyone's on our level, right? Like the narrative has changed so much. Like we felt we were bad guys for a while, coming to the table with stats and information about how Volpe had struggled, that, everyone's doing the monkey off the back. Would love if that happens. His stats on the year are still very much, if someone told you they were going to be there before the season, you'd be so not excited as a Yankee fan. But for one night, he put 3 good swings on him. If it was in Wrigley, it would have been a 3-homer game. So I want to give kudos to Volpe on a good night.
I was going to give him the Make It Matter award. Like,
Sure.
After, well rested. We've seen this. I think he'll have probably another week and a half of good numbers. He had one good game, and the articles were written saying, is he back? He had one game, and people already, they're not with us. They've already fallen to the narrative. Like, I was getting shit on because of one game. Like, see? I'm like, dude, what? He'll have a good 2-week stretch. Let's make it matter like this game. Like, don't give me empty homers. Let's do it with runners in scoring position, which he has done decently in the last couple. Well, no, everything got bad over the last month. But before that, he was doing well with runners in scoring position. So, let's make the hot stretch matter if we're going to be hot. And then I don't know. We'll see where we land. But it's have some big hits early.
Staying hot through Toronto would be cool.
It would be cool. Stay hot through Tampa.
That'd be cooler.
Well, he'll give you 2 weeks in a row when he goes.
Yeah.
So stay hot through Tampa. That'd be great.
Giving us 2 weeks in about 8 weeks.
Since the first 2 weeks of the season.
Basically.
And if it leads to him being good defensively, back to his normal defensively, that would be great too.
Yeah.
Is he still terrible third time through this year? Or did he fix that?
Numbers that are good with Volpe. The numbers against lefties are still good.
He's like much better third time through this year.
That's good.
Third time through is something we were looking for. So yeah,
historically, he got worse when he faced a starting pitcher the third time, which is crazy because most guys get better. This year, he's got a 541 the first time OPS, second time 577, and third time 803 OPS.
Yeah.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw the darkness. Come on, Volpe.
Make it matter. And let's like clean up relay throws, not a Volpe thing,
right.
Jazz thing as well. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
Wild. What was I going to look up? Also love it if he just went down in the order. Like he's hitting, should be 8th or 9th.
Volpe?
Yeah.
He was 8th today.
Was he 7th game 1 or game 2? He was 7th one of these games.
Let me see.
Yeah, he was 7th ahead of Peraza and Wells.
Wells 9. That's silly. All right.
Where are you going, pal?
Kind of everyone I wanted to talk about was on the table. We've talked about.
Okay.
Ben Rice needs to play more. I don't have enough on an award for him.
Okay.
The other award is it's an interesting one. It's more just a talking point I heard. Is You Call It award.
You call it.
I don't know if you're going to get this one because I'm referencing something that you may have heard or may not have heard.
You call it. This is going to Devin Williams
That's true.
because he's calling his games now.
Yes, that's what he said. He said he just didn't think the catchers were getting the same reads, seeing the same thing as he was seeing on swings and misses and all that. So he started calling his own game. And something changed in the conviction in which he was pitching. It was so obvious. That's what they said this in the pregame show. And Dylan Betances said, like, well, he's clearly been throwing with more conviction. So if that helps, Devin said, like, I would have worded that a little better. But hey, if that's what it takes. Now it is interesting. He does get 2 saves in this series. Today was a save, right?
Today was a save. Yesterday was not.
Oh, because of the grand slam. Well, whatever. I don't care about the technicality of that 4 runs. That was a big 9th inning after being down and coming back. He gave up a run both games. So it's kind of like, all right. I don't really care about that. Like I've always said, relievers are, do you clap when they come off the field? That's like how I judge. Like both times, good job, Devin. You closed the game out. We got the win. You didn't let him tie it.
And
yeah,
both games like gave up a run and it didn't become like sweaty. Even they had enough of a cushion.
Yeah, and he does look better. His changeup looks better. He's getting swing and miss. I was trying to look at his pitch calling game log to see when it happened, because if you go back to the start of it, or like the start of his best stretch on Baseball Reference, I think it's like May 5th. But on the chart that shows his pitches, it's like May 12th is when it starts becoming 50-50. And that was something they talked about, saying the Yankees a lot of times just spam the good pitch. And I think that's what happened. We saw him throwing the changeup like 4 times in a row, just like throwing it, and guys were just easily not swinging at it. And then it went, it's not stayed this way, but more like 50-50, and he's using his fastball a little differently. But whatever, if that's a difference maker, good.
Yeah, the two Devin Butter knives either start on 5.7 coming into today, 26 games, 24.2 innings, a 2.19. Or if you try to stretch it before that, you could go to April 28th, which was the one they used on the broadcast today. That was 30 games, 28.1, a 2.86 ERA. And yeah, the strikeouts are there. And yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? The Yankees are used to working with Tommy Kahnle, who had this unhittable changeup that, is up to in the 80%, if not more now, that they probably try to do a little bit with that with Devin, and it's not the same pitch. So, yeah, if he's throwing it with more conviction, and he is working with new catchers, like he spent his whole career in Milwaukee, and they're their own pitching factory, so they probably know stuff the Yankees don't know. I will have my eye on, Devin pitching in the back-to-back today. It felt like the velo was a tick lower, which that was another part of it early on this season. And he talked about not being fully built up, and that was clearly part of the Yankees' strategy. Like in the Acuna at bat, where Acuna hits the home run, his 3 fastballs were 93. I do think that's different than 95, especially when you're pitching to Ronald Acuna Jr. So pitching on a back-to-back or getting rest, which, dude, hopefully we can start eyeing the postseason again. Of his fastballs today, I think he only had one that was 94. The rest were 93 or, I think they were all 93. Which when Devin's look his nastiest, we've seen him pop a 96. We've seen him sit 95, and that's how he really gets guys kind of in the mix master.
Yeah, so on July 13th, it ticked down to 94.7 because we had talked about, I showed you the flat line that was before that.
Yeah.
He had 4 games in a row where he sat, so his average was 95, 95.2, 95.4, 95.2, 95.2. The last July 13th, it went down to 94.7, which isn't drastic, and then 94.6. And I wonder today what it was. The other thing I was going to say was, my other point was I was going to maybe name this award like not a trick. Because they were calling his pitches like it was Kahnle, like it was Fernando Cruz, like it was, like we were saying, they got a lot of trick pitchers. And I love that he's saying, no, I want to read swings.
Right.
And I want to call pitches based on the at-bat. I talked all year about how I love watching Weaver for that reason. You can tell he is calling his pitches based off what he's seeing, where Fernando Cruz is getting strike one and then spamming the splitter like it's Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Devin saying, that's not me. I'll just call my game, and then I'll be more convicted in it, and I'll read swings and all that, which I like.
Boom.
Awesome. David Robertson has signed with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Nice. I mean, I do remember like the Yankees and Robertson didn't have a friendly parting the last time.
Didn't end on a high note.
So I would have been a little shocked.
A couple guys that deserve some love. I know it doesn't seem it. JT Brubaker with 3 clean innings to finish game 1. And with where our bullpen's at, he also gave a really funny emote to end his 8th inning. The kids know what that's all about. Belly's homer in the rally game was significant because they just gave up a free run, so that was impactful. And Belly made a sliding catch in the gap in that game that, again, Jason Dominguez has been throwing on the brakes around a lot of line drives landing around him. That significant.
Yeah, the outfield situation is so tricky. And to follow up on the Devin note, he averaged 93.7, so it was down 2 miles per hour, first time going back-to-back. Got the job done, but yeah. Well, you're going to have to do that in the playoffs, so we got to figure that out.
Sure do.
I was going to give a note to Weaver because he's like the only pitcher in that game, too, that did good.
Yeah.
Didn't allow a run. He went 1.2. Threw 30 pitches. Could have done MFer to Loizaga because holy shit, dude. Like, you got to go to timeout.
I'm guessing they're gonna give him one more, and then if it looks like that, it's got to be an IL stint because he was missing the same spot every time. It wasn't competitive.
If you have hopes for him being part of the playoff bullpen, September bullpen, it is getting to the point where, like, as soon as Heel comes or someone comes, lose Loaizaga and let him go work on it in the minors so he can come back up feeling good. Because I don't know if he's getting any work in major league games and he's not helping you in them. So if you're like, all right, we'll keep Efros up for slot time, down 3, down 2, and let Loaizaga go work on it because we actually think Loaizaga can return and help us, you kind of have to do that. It's really bad.
We're sneaking up on it.
Yeah. All right. Trade deadline. Let's go.
Let's go.
We should get a trade this week. Not the Yankees. Baseball. There's always an early one.
There should be one throughout the league. Hopefully it's us.
When did the Yankees trade for Jazz? July 27th. So that would be next Sunday.
Okay.
Okay. They got Toronto tomorrow and some bad news that maybe I'll jinx it right now. Yankees are not good on Mondays, Jake.
Oh.
No. They're 3-7 on Mondays.
Makes for a better boon-up, you know what I'm saying?
What 2025 MLB team has the best record on Mondays? I hope this doesn't come up Blue Jays. The Angels, the Braves, the Mets. Yankees are 23rd with 30%. Where are these Blue Jays at? Come on now. Everyone plays Sunday. So Monday, you're kind of coming in. No, everyone played the day before. Blue Jays are 6-2. Damn.
Do you believe in do?
For sure.
Oh.
Texas Rangers 1-7 on Mondays. Angels 8-1. Braves 7-1. Weird. Seems like this doesn't matter at all. Or does it? Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.